What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? And here we are, Saturday sit down with your boy G, the number one Cowboy fan in Hampton, and football junkie. Give it up. And I got the wrong banner up there. Let me get the right banner. Let me get the right
Yes,
banner.
sir.
Ah,
Good morning on Saturday. Sit down, people. As we
yeah.
always say, stay tuned, stay live, and stay subscribed.
Ooh-wee. Golly, man. I guess it's the tale of the two locker rooms. She. I mean, we can talk about it, but before we get started, I want to say thank you to all the subscribers and all those that follow this channel. Again, in the Dallas Cowboy, well, in the Cowboy Huddle podcast, we come together and we talk Cowboy talk. That's right. Everything is Dallas Cowboy, and as you can tell, I am in mourning. Always will be, and we're gonna get into that because everybody, I'm sure, we have seen the soap opera once again. Controversy, news that you can use, the media, social media. We got to be there. It's just what we do. We're the Dallas Cowboys. We got to be in the news. Can we just play football junkie? Can we just play football?
Man, it's a testament of who Jerry Jones is and how he moves. And over the years, he's been um, misconstrued, or he's been misinformed, or we taking him for this, we taking him for that. People say this, people say that concerning Jerry Jones. And I'm not here to validate anything that he has done or said within the past 3 weeks, month or so concerning Michael Parsons, but I will validate what he has said within the last several 8 months concerning going all in.
Okay.
Um, He never put a timetable on his revamping of the team or anything like that, but we did see the moves that was made post regular season, pre NFL draft, post NFL draft, and up to the current situation right now. Uh, Jerry Jones is like the weatherman. He's like a meteorologist. He'll tell you what the forecast is, but we can't hold it to that. And at the end of the day, when we look at where we are at this current situation as not only an organization but as a football team, um, it looks bleak and dim. But overall, I feel that, and I believe that, and I said that, and I'm gonna say I told y'all so. That Michael Parsons was going to get traded. I said he was going to get traded. I knew and I felt that he was going to get traded. How, when, and what for? Crystal ball didn't tell me so. But I will say this. Like I said, here comes Arch. Cowboys in situational position to get Arch now. Because
Archie,
they
what are
can
you talking about?
Arch Arch Manning. Arch Manning. Um, a lot of things had transferred between Archie Manning and Jerry Jones before last football season. And the guy hadn't even had Archie Manning hadn't even had a cumulative set of starting time at UT. Uh, as we know that Eli and Peyton never had an illustrious college football career. But look what happened.
So
So
let me ask you this question. So we're talking about the Mannings now.
yes,
We're talking about the Mannings. And this sounds good. And everybody's going to probably grasp this idea. And I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch how this Manning situation pans out throughout the season and up to draft day next year. And the
hmm
reason I'm saying that is because the Mannings are a very well known name, household name that we all know. Okay. Um, and when we say the Mannings, we think about the previous players, the legacy of the name of Eli and Peyton Manning and the grandfather and the dad, Archie Manning. Okay, so we know that. But I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch this and see how this play out. If this is what we're getting ready to set ourselves up to do, is going to start focusing on what lies for next year as far as when it comes to the brand of the Dallas Cowboys. And I say that simply because, and you mentioned Arch Manning, but that doesn't guarantee us a Super Bowl. That doesn't guarantee anything. What this leads me to believe is, again, here we are. We're talking about the brand. We're not talking about Super Bowls. We're talking about the brand and what's in the best interest of the brand of the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch this, and I'm going to let you finish, Football Junkie. But I'm going to sit back and watch this and see how this develops. And you heard it first right here on the Cowboy Huddle podcast versus Deion Sanders and his boys.
Not only Deion Sanders and his boys, it's been other professional athletes, Jerry Rice's son, and this a few others that have had legacy in the NFL. Sons got cut this past week.
But you know what? And I understand if I don't know about Jerry Rice's son. I don't know how. I think I thought he was pretty. He was a good player. I don't know if he was. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't do a lot of research about him, and I don't know why he got cut. But when I go back to the Shador Sanders, when he should have been a first round draft pick versus him getting picked in the fifth round. Now, all we can do, and we're going to get ready to watch this game here shortly.
Yeah.
The Longhorns versus the Buckeyes. So, but again, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to see how this works out. And enough said on that. But I'm just going to see how this works out for Arch Manning. And if this is what you're saying, Arch Manning could be the next quarterback to come to the Cowboys. Well, now that just leads me to believe we're thinking more of the brand than playing football.
Okay. This is where I'm at on this scenario here. I'm looking at a twofold situation here, and it's all derived on the offensive side of the ball. When you look at the Dak Prescott situation and contractual situation with Dak Prescott, he's close to the end. He got the extension. He's close to the end of his overall contract. Dak Prescott this season and next season, 2025 season, 2026 season. Okay, 2025 season. This is a season where Dak Prescott has to attack all subject matter opposing defense he has to have a hell bent attitude, and he has to use CD Lamb and George Pickens to the best of his ability. He has to stay fine tuned with these guys. Not only that, he has to do the required work of breaking down opposing defenses like no other. That's what Dak Prescott has to do. All right. Dak Prescott is in a situation where, bro, we got a new head coach. And pretty much every new head coach Jerry Jones has had, he has set them up with another quarterback versus the one that's already the tenure quarterback. He's always replaced the tenure quarterback with another quarterback or the new coach, even if it was a veteran quarterback or something undrafted or a late round draft pick. Um, Is this what I might say? It might sound a little reverse racism or whatever, however take it may be. Barbershop talk will be. When you look at the post Cowboys previously, uh, we look at Quincy Carter, first ever black quarterback drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. He put the hook in the mouth of the black fans with Quincy Carter and sold it to the black fans. Then came along Tony Romo. Cowboys was ready to move into the new stadium in Arlington. Tony Romo got the quarterback position because of the injury of the other quarterback. He put the hook in the mouth of the Hispanic fans with Tony Romo, sold it to the fans. Tony Romo wooed the black fans, loved him. We all loved Tony Romo. We liked his exciting play and how he was able to manage the games and formally make some comebacks in various other games. But Tony Romo squandered some big games. He didn't have too much help on defense at times. But when you look at all these scenarios and stuff like that, how Jerry Jones has sold the organization, not the team, but the organization to the fans. He sold the fans tickets off of race of quarterbacks. And in the space of those times and stuff like that, we had some run of the mill quarterbacks between Quincy Carter and Tony Romo. We had some veteran, washed up quarterbacks as well. But after Tony Romo came, Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott assumed a team that was ready, set, go offensively. Ready, set, go. A team that was built offensively for Tony Romo. Tony Romo went down. However, that was under the Mike McCarthy tenure. Dak Prescott was eventually going to be the replacement removal of Tony Romo under Mike
Well,
McCarthy.
no, he was under Jason Garrett. Remember? Yeah, he started
Right.
out with Jason Garrett. Yeah,
Jason Garrett. Tony Romo was under Jason Garrett.
yeah.
He ended up basically pretty much with Mike McCarthy.
Ended it.
Because
Yeah,
and then Mike McCarthy got with basically Mike McCarthy had Dak Prescott basically all of his career up until this season.
all of Mike McCarthy's career.
Mike McCarthy has had Dak Prescott all of his career up until this
No, he
season.
started. You remember he started up under Jason Garrett. That's where he
Right.
got his
But
first start. He got his first start because Michael
they
uh,
went they
uh,
went to the
uh,
NFC Championship game that year.
yeah, but he was started up under. I mean, I think Mike McCarthy only got 4 years with Dak. Dak came in up under
My brother, Jason Garrett.
Garrett and Scott Linehan.
Right.
So yeah, he got about 3 or 4 years with Dak, but Dak was already in the league. I think Dak was already
Right.
on his second contract. So yeah, okay.
Pretty much, yeah. But when you look at it, Jerry always moves somebody, a quarterback around for the new coach.
So you're saying we gave him $260 million, and now it's a possibility after next year we could be replacing Dak Prescott.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is basically what you're voicing your opinion, what you think that's going to take place, right? That's what you're saying, basically, right? Yeah.
Basically, that's what's supposed to happen.
So
This
a
is
lot of this is going to determine but how do we know we'll be able to get Arch Manning? Are we going to trade up to get him or something like that? Or what are we going to take those first round picks to try to move up? Or what are we going to do? I mean, I don't know how we're
this,
going to
this,
do that to
it's
get him
it's
unless we're going to tank this season.
it's. I mean, when you look at the schedule, you ain't got to tank those seasons.
Mm. So you don't think they'll do too well this season, basically, right?
Michael Parsons was pretty much a la Jesus for the Dallas Cowboys defense, man.
Yeah. And so this defense has had three different defensive coordinators in 3 seasons. And here we are up under Mike Eberflus, and with the trade to Michael Parsons to Green Bay, and then we have Kenny Clark coming to Dallas. So my question is, who you think won this trade? Was it Green Bay or was it Dallas?
It depends on how the season goes for the Cowboys. Let's just say Cowboys go 9-8. I could say the Cowboys won.
If they do what? Win 8 games?
If they win 9 games, I could say the Cowboys won. Simply
Mhm.
because you done put yourself in a lower drafting situation where you can pair up the 2026 first round draft pick you get from Green Bay, the 2027 first round draft pick you got from Green Bay, along with your first round draft pick, and do what you please.
So basically, what you're saying, we're preparing for the future. We're not trying to win now. I mean, everything that we got, we give Dak, like, and you just said, Dak has to play lights out. But at the same time, way things are looking, it doesn't seem to you that we're going to do well to prepare for the future, even though with the 2 first round draft picks, because that's what and then, like I say, personally, this trade here was personal. Some people say it was a football move, but I don't know how it could be a football move when you're trying to win now, but you're saying you're going to use those 2 first-round draft picks to help for later years. I don't know if we have later years. Basically, my opinion, I think it was a terrible trade. Congratulations to Michael Parsons and what he received with the Green Bay Packers. I think my biggest problem is basically the situation that we trade him to a NFC conference team that has thrashed us in the past several times. So
Yeah.
yeah, and come week 4, we will see exactly what this defense for Green Bay looks like when Dak has to face Michael Parsons and this young defense. So I want to get into this now. This individual, I got an audio. I want you to hear what he had to say. And his name is let me get his name. I'll get his name here in a minute. I think it's let me see, but just hear what let me see what is his name. His name is Mark Schlereth. Mark Schlereth is one that actually is a former football player, but this is what he had to say uh, with this trade, and he really broke it down. And I just want you, let's get into a little audio. Let's check this out real quick.
And then I started thinking, this Cowboys organization is just an absolute bleep show. And Jerry Jones, like, you would not allow anybody who ran any of your other businesses to operate this way. You would fire them and burn down their house. What are you doing? You've traded away arguably the best defensive player in the National Football League for a 30-year-old defensive lineman and a couple of first-round draft choices that will probably be in the late 20s. What are we doing? And, it was interesting to me because then I started seeing all the social media posts from guys like C. Lamb and guys like Trayvon Diggs and, other Cowboys. And the one thing that resonated with me is you have created an organization, a locker room full of independent contractors. And independent contractors cannot win championships. Flat out, they can't do it because you have such distrust between you and the organization. The fact that you knew Micah Parsons was a superstar from the day he walked into the league, and you have not been able to lock him up and create a contract even a year ago is malfeasance from the organization. And so, as a player in that organization, you know that the owner doesn't empower your head coach. You know the head coach truly isn't in charge. You know your owner doesn't reward the guys in a timely fashion that do it the right way. And we can sit there and talk about culture all day long. Well, he was bad in the locker room and he wasn't very good with the culture. Baloney. The culture is established by the owner and it flows down from there. And the owner creates a culture that is not good. And those players, you could see it in those players. You could see, like, what are we doing here? Those players, like I said, independent contractors. I've won 3 championships. You cannot win a championship if guys aren't willing to do more than what they're paid to do.
I agree. I agree.
I'm going to put this link down in the comments because I want everybody to listen what this guy had to say. And his name is let me see.
I,
Yeah,
I,
his name is Mark Schlereth.
I agree with Mark on everything he has said except for one thing.
What's that?
Michael Parsons isn't the best defensive player in the NFL. He's probably one of the top 5, but
Yeah.
he's not the top 3.
Okay. So what would you rank Michael?
In the top 5. He's in the top 5
Well, he's
because
right behind. He's right behind Miles Garrett and T.J. Watt as far as sacks. So
Miles Garrett is the best defensive
yeah,
player in the
yeah.
NFL.
And maybe he
T.J.
should have said
Watt is
one of the
probably
best.
number 2. T.J. Watt is probably number 2.
Yeah,
And then
he
you
is. As
got,
far as the numbers, he is.
yeah, I mean, binding numbers and stuff like that. His big play, when you look at Miles Garrett and TJ Watt's big play ability from the defensive line standpoint, edge rusher standpoint, those guys are hell.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
And
not
I
taking nothing away from Michael Parsons, but
no,
I will not say he's the best defensive
Yeah,
player in the
one of
NFL.
the best. One of the
He's
best.
one of the best.
Yeah. So he also he compared this the players as independent contract,
Yeah,
and that's all due to the contracts and how Jerry uh conducts his agreements with his players. I mean, could you say that's kind of true in what he's saying as far as these being independent contractors?
football players are independent contractors. I
And
mean,
they are.
you. I mean, so he kind of talked with a little foolery right there because all of them are independent contractors. You are based off. You paid off the base of your performance and your ability to stay healthy, the
Hmm.
ability to be able to understand the scope of the game, the ability to be able to reprocess and download everything that is being taught to you and you versed over in the film study room, what you're seeing in practices and so forth and so on. Understanding your opponent. So yes, they are independent contractors. So he's speaking out of terms in that fashion, but I kind of see where he's coming from, being that he has a lot of 1 year players on the team because independent contractors only set up for a lot set up period of time when they
Yeah.
do their contractual work. But when in retrospect of looking at how so many of the players are on 1 year deals and stuff like that, I agree with him on that part.
Yeah.
But as a whole, football players are independent contractors.
Yeah. And I guess that's the thing about I guess with Jerry, man, it's just the same old thing as far as waiting so late. Because I think again, my question is why didn't we do this back in March
Yeah,
and
where you can blow the door off.
open the door for other teams to have a shot at giving some better offers for Michael, but we wait till August for this to happen. And personally, I just think it's bad timing. And again, give a big shout out to Michael Parsons' agent. I mean, he got the guy paid. He's over there with Jordan Love and the safety over there, which they all have the same agent. So
Yeah,
uh, Jerry, for whatever reason, he feels that Micah's agent is a third party, but that's it's his legal team.
yeah.
And I understand that he's trying to make deals with Micah, but Jerry needs to understand that this is the business. You have to deal with the agent, So again, I you know, and I guess it just bothered me, football junkie, knowing that Jerry said, "Well, we let it be known that we could have signed Micah, but we decided to go with the trade." So, what are we saying here? Are we saying that we can still win now, or are we preparing for the future when he says something like that?
I mean, Jared puts up so much smoke. He puts
Ambiguity.
up so smoke. He he like I was telling you the other day, Jerry will put his one hand out front, but he's got another hand behind his back. And you don't
Yeah.
know what's going on behind his back because he'll deal you a deck of cards, but
Hmm.
he done took the ace of spade, the king of spade, the queen of spade, high joker, low joker, put them bad boys behind his back. And you think you got you a fair deal,
Mm,
but at the same time, Jerry holding the best cards. And those
mm.
cards is gonna profit they gonna profit him, not you.
Yeah. Well, again, it just to me, this is one of those deals where it's about Jerry. Like he said, he loves controversy, and when it gets slow, I'm going to create controversy. But I really didn't see this coming. I didn't think this would have happened, especially at such a late season, late part of the 6 days, 7 days before um the season. So this is just I don't know. This is mind-boggling that you would wait so late, and we can get and everybody's talked about it, but let's get in some of the transactions that Dallas has made since the move from Micah Parsons. So on the 29th, Micah Parsons goes to Green Bay for exchange for defensive tackle Kenny Clark. a 2026 first round pick and a 2027 first round pick. Now, what Jerry said, he said that we have to try to stop the run. So defensive tackle Kenny Clark, and then I know they brought in a guy named Deo Odelaye. If
Yeah.
I chop that name up, Jack, I chop it up. But y'all know this Cowboy Huddle podcast, straight barbershop talk. But anyway,
Yes,
so
sir.
he said that he wants to, stop the run, and this gives them a better chance of winning. So we wait till now to get a defensive tackle when we could have got one earlier in the free agent. I mean, make it make sense, real quick, football junkie.
It don't make sense. I can't make sense out of that. I mean, it don't make sense. And then, man, when you look at these two guys that they're bringing in, these two the defensive linemen, both of them are up in their age. Um, but I look at their functionality and their ability to bring the experience to the table and their their brute strength, their agility, and so forth and so on. And I look over here at Winfrey.
Yeah.
I
What
look
happened?
over here at Winfrey, and I look at these two guys they brought in. And we pair these guys up with Winfrey. We might be cooking with something. I'm not here to debunk the probability of them guys being able to be effective in the trenches and stuff like that and whatnot. Because we need effectability in the trenches, especially the core part of the trench, right there over center, between the guards and the center area, where we're being gutted for the last 4 or 5 years. Uh, if these guys bring something to the table that is worthwhile and being able to have a strengthened rotation going in there, I can see us being able to have some effectability on defense to be able to do what we need to do. But it's all
Mhm.
about what we're going to do from the linebacker standpoint because it's a twofold
Well, I'm
situation:
glad you
the
said
strength
that.
and linebacker situation.
Yeah, you got to stop this run. So basically, you're saying we're going to trade away Michael Parsons, which is a threat, which basically creates a like I heard, a mental gymnastic that teams will have to do in order to find where Micah is.
Right.
Regardless of one thing that Michael said in an interview, he said hopefully they'll be able to move him around so defenses won't notice that he's always on the left side, or where they do a shade block, or they add another guy to double team him. So I think Green Bay has a different plan for Micah. So yeah, and that's what happens when you break that huddle and you go back to that, turn around. Now you got to find number, not 11. He's wearing number 1 this year. So
Oh
you got
boy.
to find, yeah, you got to find number 1. And this is what's going to help this defense as far as Green Bay. So, but for Jerry to say we traded him away to give us a better chance of winning, I can't agree with that. But let's get on into this, the other claims that has taken place. Also, August 28th, they claimed offensive lineman Trevor Keegan off waivers from the Philadelphia Eagles. They signed Isaiah Land, which we had Isaiah Land, which we cut him a couple of years ago. Now we're bringing him back. Then we brought in a Dadio, a Dadi, Adia. Anyway, yeah, we brought in that
Yeah.
guy. Ao. We brought in Ao to the
Yeah.
active roster. We waived Ryan Flanoy. Wait a minute.
How many vowels?
Damn.
Mm.
We claim
Mhm.
Trickweezy Bridges off wages from the Los Angeles Chargers, and defensive back Reddy Stewart from Minnesota wave Andrew Booth, and Zion Childers signed wide receiver Jalen Brooks, Trayshawn Holden, and Jalen Cropper. Defensive tackle Ernest Brown and Sadiq Charles, offensive tackle. Okay, so these are all the guys that's going to probably be on practice squad. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and then we go down to well, we already know what's going on down here, so we just want to stay what's going on right now, and this is some of the latest transaction that's going on. So with that being said, how you feeling about what's has taken place so far?
These current players, I mean, we probably won't see these guys hit the field for a couple of weeks because they got to still get up to speed schematically. So I
So
mean,
yeah.
so I mean, by the time I mean these guys, I mean they probably gonna just play off their veteran nostalgia and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Just and just hey, here's the basics, here's the base process of the situation. You know, everything else we'll address on the fly.
Oh well. So let's talk about the energies of the two locker room. The energy in two locker rooms. So personally, I'm thinking, now the locker room of the Dallas Cowboys realize that, Brian, you really don't have control. We know who has control, to where now this just happened, which I think that it has created a low energy in the locker room. I mean, what do you think about the Dallas Cowboys locker room at this moment, man? I mean, I know they got to push forward, but it's just like losing a family member, man. Personally, with me, I think this kind of reminds me, when just my opinion. This is my thought. It kind of reminds me of when we lost Jimmy Johnson, and this is a big loss for the Dallas Cowboys. And if I'm feeling with this way, I'm sure his teammates are feeling the same way. So, what do you think? What's going on in the locker room for the Dallas Cowboys right now?
I agree with you and the parallels to Jimmy Johnson and whatnot because everybody's saying who's our leader.
Mm, mm, mm,
We lost our leader. You know,
mm,
being that you talking about a head coach
mm,
compared to a defensive leader and whatnot, it's still a leader. You have your
mm,
overall leaders, but then you still have your field generals. You have your field generals,
mm,
and Michael Parsons is a field general.
mm.
He was Napoleon before Napoleon became Napoleon. So
Jeez, man, Louise, man.
so so if you're not having a field general, who is going to take the battle flag and thrust it forward for the troops to keep pushing? Who's the
Mm.
guy?
That has yet to be seen, brother. I,
Who's
I
the
have
guy,
no, I have
Nate?
no idea. I have no idea who it can be. I mean, we just now getting
The
Sam Williams back. We're just now getting Dante Fowler back. Is it going to be Osa? I don't know who is going to be the field general on this defensive side. Not even just the
the
defensive side, but just the team overall.
overall morale of the team. And
Mm,
and and the only person right now from just the defensive standpoint of being that field general that I can only think of right now, he's not ready to play yet. And it's Overshaw.
so true. So
Because
true.
Overshaw shows the team the energy
Yeah.
that is needed. He
Yeah.
shows the team the aggression that is needed. He shows the vocale that is needed. Uh, and the fans gravitate to Overshawn.
Yeah.
But the question is, one, is Overshawn gonna be that leader? Two, can Overshawn stay healthy?
Mm. So when we talk about the Green Bay locker room, I mean, I'm sure it's pretty much, to me, I think it's just energized. I mean, you just add another key component to this defense, to this young defense, to be even better.
Greater.
So, yeah, greater is the right word, greater. And Micah said he one thing he likes about Coach LaFleur is how he prepares for the game, and he saw how instrumental they were when they played against them. And he just feels that, he's going to fit perfectly over here wearing the new number one. And, we'll just have to see. But I really think the locker room, and basically he said the facility, is something that, he was really impressed with. So, yeah, I think the energy is really high over there in Green Bay. What do you think? And we're going to get
Oh
on out of here.
hell yeah, it's high. Because I was talking to one of my coworkers the other day, and after I talked to you previously, and when you was like, "Man, are they for real?" And I talked to my coworker because he's a Green Bay Packer fan. He said, "Man, is it for real?" I said, "Yeah, it's most definitely for real." I said, "I'm gonna say I told him I said I'm gonna give it comparisons to two defensive pickups that happened for Green Bay that catapult them into position to win Super Bowl. Reggie White,
She,
Julius Peppers.
God.
2.
Mm-mm.
Reggie White, Julius Peppers. What they do? Win Super Bowl with them guys. And this is the thing that I'm looking at. What Green Bay is going to do? They're going to flex Michael Parsons all
Oh,
over their defense.
so when you break the huddle, you got to find number one. You got to find where he is.
You- this is no longer just chess. This is expert chess,
Yeah, high level.
high level.
Instead of putting Micah in one position, now you move him all over. Because again, now this becomes a gymnastics. Becomes mental gymnastics for opposing teams trying to figure out where this threat is. I mean, we're talking about the Lawrence Taylors. We're talking about the Reggie Whites. We're
Yeah,
talking about the Julius
Derek
Pepper.
Brooks.
You have to plan for these
Yeah.
guys, and people are still saying, "Well, he never showed up in the fourth quarter." Well, you're going to see a different Micah. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
okay. You're gonna see. You fit to see a Michael Parsons that
For
has the tangible pieces around him to make Michael Parsons flow and Michael Parsons be the Michael Parsons vehicle that the Michael Parsons vehicle can be driven by. This
mm,
dude, we already know he's an animal,
mm.
but we didn't know what type of animal. And
Yeah,
you
because
want me to tell you
we had
what
him.
type of animal it is?
Mm,
Silverback gorilla,
and you're going to let him out the cage.
untamed,
The li-
unchained.
the lion.
Okay, and ain't nobody got no Godzillas around here to deal with it.
Not when on week 4. I know for I'm not even worried about the first game anymore, man. Because I know we're right now we're there. Everybody laughing at us right now because
Man,
everybody
week 2, we suspect against the Giants.
in week 3 we suspect against the Bears. You got
Very
Ben
much
Johnson.
so.
You got Ben Johnson over there from the Detroit Lions, and he got them boys playing over there. So let's not get it twisted. But I'm gonna say this before we get out of here. What two things I can say? The gambler gambled and he lost. And the Cowboys are undefeated. They are undefeated, football junkie. They're undefeated in being always in the media.
What?
Let me give it to you. And that's where we are, fam. So again, yeah, man, listen, but we got to move on and see what happens. So everybody that's watching this show today, make sure you chime in on Monday because we're going to do the preview of the Philadelphia and the Cowboys game. So make sure you chime in on Monday night when we do our Monday night mic'd up live stream show. And we definitely want you guys to come in and give your piece and your thoughts about the upcoming game because guess what? This is where we are. And Brian Schottenheimer, I'm sorry, but this is the cards you've been dealt. The gambler done dealt you these cards. You done took your joker away. You done took your raw flush away. Done took all that away from you. So it's on you, Brian. And I know it doesn't make it easy. You got to play with a handful of hearts.
But see, this is the thing. This is the thing right here. This is the thing right here. Before we close, Michael Parsons is the first football player for the Dallas Cowboys from the Dallas Cowboys organization to buck Jerry Jones and the Joneses full throttle. This this young man have had more gumption and more stand-up character than any freaking coach that has been approached by Jerry Jones and the Joneses. This is the thing with me.
Mm, mm, mm.
It's time for these coaches to prove Jerry Jones wrong by just saying, I don't want to coach for an organization that's reared up and geared up like this
Yeah,
at all.
yeah,
Coaches should say, if you're not going to have a general manager sitting in or doing his job as a general manager, I'm not coaching for you. I'm not. This is the buddy system.
yeah.
But see, at the end of the day, when you got money hungry, You know what?
Jerks. Jerks. Yeah.
They're gonna grab the bag and run with it, and they ain't even worried about how the fallout transitions to be.
Mm, mm, mm.
They're about their pockets.
Yeah.
They're like politicians, dog.
Yeah. And you
They're
got to
like
own it.
dumbfounded, crooked politicians. I'm worried
Mm.
about my pockets and my family owning, and I can get these millions easily by just saying yes, a master. Because slaves ain't just in our shade. They on some yes, a master stuff with Jerry Jones.
Well,
That's for
Stephen
real.
Jones, I call him Dumb and Dumber, bro. I mean, that's what we're dealing with. I mean, and I think Stephen Jones had a lot to do with this as well. So again, until the Joneses sell the Cowboys, man, we're going to continue. It's not going to happen. Like I
Man,
say, once this team is passed along, and someone else comes and own this team, this is going to make a great book. It's going to make a great book.
it's gonna make an outstanding book because it's gonna take somebody from Dubai to buy the Cowboys.
Yeah, yeah. So. All right, football junkie, let's get ready for this Longhorn and Buckeye game, man. And appreciate you coming on. And we're gonna see what happens. As a matter of fact, let's keep our eye on how Arch Manning played tonight. So I
Oh
mean,
man,
this morning
hey,
anyway. So
this Archie Manning man is gonna be the most scrutinized quarterback in college football this season. And you know what's gonna go back? You know it's gonna be a lot of back drift behind this because they're gonna be saying, why did Jerry not draft Shador?
well, that's a whole nother topic, brother. We're gonna deal with it, but we're gonna sit back and watch how this turns out, man. But again, everybody, do me a favor, hit the like button below, and also hit the notification button. Well, let me say the subscription button if you're not subscribed, and also hit the notification bell so you will be notified when the next video is posted. Again, like I always say, continue to stay safe, continue to be blessed, and continue to be kind. And it costs us nothing. All right. With that being said, we out of here. Deuces.